As I said last week, we covered the attacking principles, and a lot of the coaches sent me their videos. And one coach that, hold on just for a second.
Hey, guy.
One coach that wasn't there for that, I'm gonna play this to you guys, so you guys are aware of what Coach Jeff was thinking about. What he sees from our teams, some of the teams that he works with. So I want you guys to listen to this before we start the whole thing.
Hey guys, this is Coach Jeff. Coach's assignment for this last week was to talk about our weaknesses in the attacking third for our specific teams that we're coaching with. So I'm going to be focusing on the 04, 05, and 06 boys. Our biggest weakness that I see on the field is that our outside mids and our center mids do not fully engage into the attack quick enough. Many times we're staying too far back defensively. We aren't quickly getting out of our own end to help support those forwards as soon as that ball is getting cleared up to the front lines. And a lot of times we're expecting the forwards to do most of that work to beat players one-on-one and get towards goal. So that's what I want us to focus on while we're off the field right now. Is please continue to work on your fitness levels to get those up, so that when we do get back on the field, we can focus on getting into the attacking third as an entire team. We need to be able to make those runs, push up quickly. Center mids need to work together. One can press into the attack, the other one needs to be covering him. Our other problem I've seen a lot is that we press both attacking mids forward. They both want to attack, and then nobody stays back to defend. They want to get in there, maybe take those long shots, but nobody stays back, and then we are beat on counterattacks going the other direction. So let's think about where we need to be on the field in the attacking third from our video session last week. Please go back and watch that if you can, for sure. It's all useful information, good stuff to be learning. We're all learning together, and we'll talk to you soon. Hey guys, this is Coach Jeff.
All right, let's say thank you to Jeff for that. I appreciate Jeff's opinion on that. We're gonna be starting now. If everybody can give me, we're ready up here. We're ready to go. All right, guys. We're gonna be starting the defending a corner. Okay. So we kind of went over this with some of the small videos that I sent you guys, but if some of you guys are not aware, so number one is our most important thing is in a defending a corner is make sure the goalie is protected. That's one thing that is very important, that we need to make sure the goalie is always protected. So if they put a guy on the keeper, we might have to bring an extra player back to just make sure that we keep this guy away from the goalie's vision. And a lot of times they try to physically push the keeper and get in his way, and they're not supposed to do that, but we can't always count on the referee to make the right call. What I do, and I would highly recommend it to our keepers and our defenders, when you see something like that happening, you need to tell the AR and the head referee right away, and they will start watching the keeper. So if the offensive player touches the keeper and our keeper is being pushed, they will be calling it a lot more likely. But if you guys ignore the fact that there's a player there, and if they foul, the referee's vision, look at how many people are going to be in there. He might not be able to see it, or he just doesn't think that's a foul, and he makes a judgment call. So we want to make sure that we're smart. If there's a player on keeper, we make sure that we keep the referee aware of that. Okay, I will be too, but I would like you defenders and the keeper also. So left and right midfields, usually the shorter guys, we put them in the posts. But I want you guys to understand this thing. So the moment the ball goes up outside the box, these guys are the first ones to push up as fast as they can. A lot of times when the ball goes up to here, these guys are being slow to push up. it gives these guys enough space to run in and score a goal if somebody puts the ball back in the box. So the whole team needs to be outside the box if the ball goes outside the box, and we also need to give our goalie the space and time for him to dominate that area if a high ball comes in. Okay, so if you guys all push up and there's a guy inside the box challenging the keeper, he's offside very clearly, so that's okay, right? But if you guys take your time, you might be keeping somebody on side, so we want to make sure that you guys hear that. Usually I keep a guy who was very good at headers in here, a little bit inside the 6 yard, a little bit in front, about 2 yards in front of the, maybe 1.5 yards in front of the post this way, to cut the front post cross, right? And we keep one guy for a short pass. He can even be here to make a run in, but usually we keep him around here. That could be an attacking mid. We keep another center guy in a zonal position in the center to protect the keeper. If the goalie is coming out, he'll be replacing the keeper and he'll be covering the keeper right here, and also winning every header there that is coming from that angle. So if the player is here getting a cross from this angle, he's going to clear it wide here, right? But if the ball is coming behind him, he's going to clear it wide, and we're going to be okay. So this 4 positions right here, keeper included, 5 now. 1, 2, 3, 4 with the defenders, and with the keeper 5 players. They're zonal, so they're always going to come to here. These guys are going to always come to these positions. Now rest of the guys will start man marking, especially the ones that seem to have a height. We want to make sure that we're going to be smart about, you know, how we're going to be covering those guys. Man marking comes to these guys. I usually keep one attacking midfield, quick attacking midfield on the wide. One of the wides could be either of the ways. If you think that this is going to be a short cross, you can be smart and move in this way. Or you think that it's going to be a back post. If it's going to come to back post, the easiest way to clear is this way. So you need to choose a side. The other one stays last guy. Like, unless if we see that they're putting a lot of numbers to score a goal, we might be bringing him back to, you know, help the keeper or whatever, but usually he's gonna stay last guy. So if a cross comes and it goes to back post, we're gonna start like either clearing this way and dribbling it maybe, and then releasing the ball to a counter attack situation. And the moment we do that, we need to make sure we're pushing up right away. So they asked me about positions. The only positions we worry about in defending a corner is the outside mids. Usually the shorter, quicker guys will be on there. If we have an outside mid that is tall and good at headers, he might be switching with somebody and start taking the job of a man marking. Okay, but these guys do not man mark. Even if this guy is right here, you can always step to him and win the ball, but just stay from here, start from the starting position, so when the ball comes to here, you can easily get out and head that ball out, right? And when you head that ball out, make sure that it's not to the center. Try to clear it wider, so it's not a clear shooting opportunity right away. Okay, so questions might come. What if they keep a guy on the outside right here, right? What if? So in this case, you can put this guy maybe man marking with less numbers. You can put this guy up there, or you can bring one of the players, and especially maybe the forward, to just be in between them right here, or even sneaking behind him right here. So if you know that ball is going to come outside, or, you know, we're clearing it outside to the center, he can step to that ball, right? Like I said, though, everybody needs to be pushing up. If we clear that ball up here, you know, everybody needs to be pushing up right away. Okay, spread out and right away. A question came. Yeah, so they need to put their body inside the post. Okay, so I don't have a good example here, but I'm gonna draw something here. Let's just say if this is the goal, we're gonna put the guy, his arm inside, you know, we're gonna put the guy around here inside the post, and same thing on the other side, and making sure that they are covering the inside the post and gives it a very small amount of space for the goalie to cover. Some goalies in pro soccer, they just want the front post to be marked and they want to leave the back post to themselves. We can talk about it, depends on the keeper. If a keeper does that, they trust themselves about coming up. So if he wants to get rid of this guy, he wants to make sure that, you know, he wants to possibly, you know, come out and win all those balls himself. But they usually, even pro keepers, usually try to keep one guy there. Yeah, it's really hard to draw something, Jason. Sorry. All right. Do you understand any questions about corner marking? Like, it's really important that we are ready and we are aware of where this guy is in the game. So if he's here, keeper especially, you need to be aware that he's there so you can grab it right away and start an attack. Okay? So in this case, we really need to support this guy though once we get out. Okay? Any questions? I agree, Dorian, our professional keeper for the Steelheads. If you guys can read what he's saying up there, something to note: not to be afraid of being physical, defending attackers, especially off the ball. When the ball is not in it yet, give them a sign that it's gonna be a hell. You're not gonna let them go, but no grabbing, guys. No matter what, no grabbing. Or have your arms open, hands open, like you're innocent. Put your inside shoulder to the player and do not let them get away with anything. Do not let them move, and make sure you're very tight with them if your job is the man mark. But zonal guys, you have that space that you're defending. So anybody that comes in that space, that's automatically your mark anyway. Does that make sense? Well, you put a good question. So what if there is more than one attacker outside the box? So you put that offensive player in between them. So if there is two players up here, like, you know, one here, one there, you just put them between them, because this player can read when the ball is going to go to one way or another. So obviously last minutes of the game, when you have even keeper and everybody is coming in, yes, you need to make sure that you're most likely going to come back, but I would still leave a guy in here, or bring him a little bit maybe closer for a short pass thing, because that's going to make them nervous that, you know, just a mental. And more you crowd inside the box, inside the six, better chance they're going to be, especially in the last minutes, because of panic mode, right? So when you keep this guy up there, also their mind is going to be like, okay, if we lose this, he's going to be there, and he's going to probably, we don't have a goalie now, so he's going to come out and score a goal. The question is, in the last minutes, guys, what if they send everybody, including their keeper, inside the box? You don't want to necessarily, you know, you just need to trust your keeper. He's going to be dominating the 6 yard. And that's one of the things that our keepers need to be good at. More people you put in there, you're also preventing the space the keeper and your good center backs have as well. I hope that makes sense. All right. Any questions? I'll wait for a question while I'm setting this up. All right, so let's just go on to now. I'm gonna check if there's any questions with that one. We're gonna go into short throw or a long throw, okay? So if they're gonna be doing a short throw, most likely everybody's gonna be outside the box, right? But we're gonna be making sure, forget about this area right now. If they're gonna be doing a short throw, an outside forward can mark up to all the way here. Okay, and that gives space for this guy to mark somebody else, and D-mid needs to slide to cover behind the left mid in this case, and center backs are going to be here for the short one. If they're looking to do a long throw, okay, and the guy is facing this way and he's about to do a long throw, we need to set up accordingly and make sure that we're deep enough to see. And again, we need to make sure that we're going to be covering the players inside the box, and if they're setting up really deep, like right around here, you need to make sure that the goalie has some space. Remember, there is no offside in throw-ins. So if he is looking to do a long throw, you can easily read that and you can see it coming. Okay, so you want to make sure you're being smart about it and mark up goal side and deep. And all these guys need to be coming back a little bit deeper and make sure you cover up the area. Goalie needs to be super active with these. One of the hardest thing about if a good goalie on air makes a huge difference in long throw-ins against us and when we have it. Okay. Any questions about the throw? All right. So now we're going to be talking about defending a set play. So when you see two players standing in here for a set play, number one is if you slide too far, that's going to give the short option to go to center. We just need to make sure we give them the outside. That's fine. But make sure that you have a second guy ready to go for that. If he makes a run from here and then they release the ball, you shouldn't be running to this. That guy should be running to that, and then you should be covering and maybe worry about defense. Okay. So if this ball is that far, I usually don't want too many people to make a wall. And if any of the keepers in here, usually that's a keeper's choice too. His confidence and what he sees. But to me, from this far, one guy enough, and his job is not necessarily, if he can, get this cross and block it, that's great. But your job mainly being here is getting rid of the short pass. Okay. So another problem we have is people watch professional soccer too. Sometimes players wait right here. They kind of try to confuse the defensive line, confuse the keeper a little bit, and also right before the cross is going to come, they come back and they're not easily marked that way. A lot of players do that. So like if this guy is marking him, if he goes back here, he feels like he's going to be able to get in a better situation and then come back and make a run again. Okay. So worst thing you can do, he's waiting there and you go mark him there. Worst thing you can do, because that will allow other players to be coming in too. If your mark is not quick enough, a quick cross, and this guy is going to be onside and score a goal. So it's a bad idea. It's an amateur mistake. I hope that none of our, pro players will do that mistake. But you got to make sure you keep your line. Okay. Well, it really depends. But yes, usually this is the outside player. And that's the outside player right here. So now one of the most important thing is we usually, and until they read up to us, and if they do, that's fine. Before this guy is going to make a cross, if it looks like he's going to make a cross, one good center back with a height advantage runs back deep and faces out, as well as a back post guy runs deep and faces out a little early than rest of the players. And these are the zonal players that is going to be coming early and run early to get into that situation, but not like super early. You do not want to make the run before even thinking about crossing it. Then you show them, and then that can keep somebody else on side. So he's running to the ball, he's about to kick it. You can make a run early, and the moment you run early, you need to make sure you face out while the rest of the players are man marking and recovering to that ball. This is really going to help you guys with defending a lot of those, hard crosses. If the other team has a good crosser, it's going to make it a little bit easier with you guys. Okay? Any question? Another thing that comes sometimes, there is a guy here. And a player makes a big mistake, goes and marks this player. And this is a perfect space now to this ball right here. He just eliminated a player from that area. We do not want to do that. We always want to stay in a compact position. Okay? So if he puts the ball in here and he's making a diagonal run, guess who's going to be there before him? You. I hope that makes sense. No need to man mark a player who's not in an immediate dangerous position. Does that make sense? one question could come, hey, what about this one? Like, do you want an, or, outside guy waiting? These guys going to be compact, right? They're going to be compact. Yes, we do want one of the forwards can be there, unless you think that there's going to be something going on in here, something fishy that they might do a short pass, right? But if you feel like they are looking to cross this ball, you can read the player's body, stay wide. So if you get the ball, keeper gets it, bomb, counter attack, and this guy is making a diagonal run and you release the ball, he could be one-on-one with the keeper. I hope you guys heard that too. So one big thing, I'm going to put everybody, this is an outside forwards. These are our D-mids, let's just say, center back, outside back, outside winger, right? And let's put them in better positions too. All right. Let's go with this, a defensive player, and this is the two forwards, let's just say. And two center backs coming out from there. All right, so this guy has the ball, let's just say. I just want to make sure you guys understand a couple of the things in here. Oh, hold on, there's a question. We usually choose it, Rafa, the two players that's going to be doing those. I usually talk to players before the game, coaches. So when you do this, you choose two players who are very good at headers, quick enough to get there, and they won't miss any headers. They're good on air. And you usually choose those two guys to make those runs a little bit early, to get in a better position, to be in the most dangerous spots that keeper could be vulnerable for. Yeah, Jason. I mean, like I said, it's important who to mark and who's marking. Like I said, keywords I use, some of the positions are zonal positions. In the zonal positions, like, let's just say this is a zonal position, right? If somebody's on your zonal position, that is automatically your mark. So just because I say there is no man marking, that pretty much means this. If this player makes a run this way, he's no longer your player. So stay in your zone. Does that make sense? He's not your problem anymore. But if he's standing around here, even here, that is your guy. This is your space right here. These are your areas. But if he goes all the way wide, this is not your problem anymore. But you can pressure cover right now and slide and make sure that you guys are in a good position. Does that make sense? You see how I'm keeping the center back always a little bit deeper, right? So now, one thing we were going to talk about is, let's just say we are in a counter attack and somehow our D-mates get beat because they were too flat. So if this player is coming in with the ball, we do need to step to that guy. Okay, we do need to step, and you guys need to cover, and you can be a little bit higher, and that gives enough time for these guys to run back, and now we look like a 4-4-2, which is okay. Okay, he needs to step to that guy right away. Now the confusion comes. Let's just say now we got to step high, right? We just outside the box, we right away stepping to this guy. This is our center back. Usually I would prefer if he sends somebody else to step to this guy so he can still be in charge. But if he's the closest one and there's nobody else, it's a good response time for him to step right away. But make sure they are covering you. And the outside backs, make sure you slide in a central position. Now, I'm going to give a big problem example for us. So right here, we're stepping, right? This guy makes a quick pass to this guy. Don't run straight, right? What do we talk about? You're going to be running a little bit deeper. So he's not going to immediately beat you, okay? And D-mid, if you're close enough, or out, this is outside mid. But if D-mid is close enough, he can be like pressure cover situation right here. So we don't lose to the positioning, right? So here's how it looks. Do you recognize that this last two guys are deeper than everybody else in the back post? And I want them to be, because if the long ball comes to back post, you should have enough time to step to that player and you should have enough time to step back as well. So, and you have a better vision from the back, you can lead everybody from here, okay? But I do not want to see something like this, because if this cross comes and this guy is in the blind spot, he makes a run, there is not much you can do at that point. Okay, so in a crossing position, he's gonna stay deep, a D-mid preferably. If D-mid is not there, yes, we need to make sure we sacrifice a defender, and this defender is not gonna slide too far up, and this guy, the furthest, is gonna go by the goalie. Why? If this guy beats the player and makes a cross, he still has time to recover. But if they slide too far out, immediate cross, he's not gonna make it on time to block this. Does that make sense? So D-mid, doing that is ideal, but if he's not there, we have a backup plan for that too. All right, I'm gonna show you guys a video. All right, in this video, this is like what I like about this. I always do this with you guys, but it's so nice, this technology this person has with the 3-4-3 system, how they shape, right? I usually one by one have to take everybody, and some of brilliant people are, oh, you forgot the keeper. Like, it's hard to do all of them at the same time, but this guy has the technology to do it all at the same time, right? So I want you guys to watch this. I'm gonna silence this. All right, so in my taste, I will be going even a little bit closer to here, but you got the idea. Look at the triangle they are creating. And then come back. So if the player is moving towards his goal, do you see the difference? That's a good one. I really like that one. He's moving or looking at the keeper. So now, because keeper is looking, this guy doesn't have to be deep enough for that anymore, right? He can make a assumption that the ball might be going to the keeper. So he's ready to make that run if a short pass comes, and he cuts the pass for the player. Okay. Now, some of you guys gonna say, hey Dodgy, when we're offensive pressuring, you want us to do usually two players, one center forward here, one outside forward here, just like the last one, right? They make a triangle. But in this case, if the ball is in the center, we always focus on defending the center. This is where we focus on, right? So the other two needs to come back to the center. We want them to go wide. The whole purpose of this whole, the way that you play this system is to make them go wide. So if we steal the ball wide, that's the best counterattack we're going to have as well. And we're going to catch him sped out. That's the whole perspective of it, right? So I want you guys to look at this, maybe take a picture of it. When the ball is in the center, only center forward steps. Unless you read this, this is like, oh God, I'm messing up the ball, I might pass the ball. And you read that, you can step early enough to make that run. Does that make sense? Before I continue with this video, please make a comment or ask a question about this. But this is a little bit different in the center, the shape that we're at. And honestly, if the ball is coming from there, I would have this player, it's our D-mid, a little bit deeper right here. Just FYI. Yeah, I don't want them to be flat like that. That's why I said the K. In my opinion, I would be a little bit deeper here, and this guy will slide a little bit more here. So he will be here, and this guy will be here. But I think it's the right idea video. The way that this is the way that couple of the German teams play a 3-4-3. So they play with two center mids instead of two D mids. So they take the risk because these guys are incredibly fast and strong. So they take the risk. So one of these guys will cover that gap. And sometimes we play like that, especially when we want to score, right? We do that too. We play with two defenders and we put one of the defenders to this gap So that allows these guys to step up higher. Hopefully that makes sense. All right. We come back. Now the ball is facing back. Do you see the difference? All right, let's go back a little bit. Okay, right here. Okay, look at this shape now. Okay, how deep the outside forwards are. And if he's facing his own goal, they are closer. Do you see the difference? They're ready to step up if the ball goes back to keeper, and we're all ready to step up. We're a little bit higher than before. Ball goes wide. Look at what happens. For my taste, this guy is going to be deeper, this guy is going to slide here, and this guy is going to be right here. But you get the idea how they're moving. Ball's back. He's ready to step. Now 4. Look at the positioning. Look at the positioning. Look at the positioning. Look at the rest of the positioning. Do you see that? Ball goes there. Do you see how we're cutting the passes? Do you see how we're moving? Do you see how they're sliding? I wanna stop right there. One guy told me years ago, Dodgy, look at the space we're leaving though. Even a pro team will be giving that space there, because if this guy drops the ball back to number 2 and he's looking to open the game, we are recovering now. We can always recover, but if we steal the ball in here, we can actually start spreading out with our pace, and we can also have an organized attack as well. Okay? We want to make sure that we don't allow them to go to center from here. Look at how they're sliding. I'm telling you, most of those passes would have been won already if you realize how close we are to the movement. Look at the movement. Look at the movement. All right. Okay. Thank you, waving. All right. Let's go back. All right. So that's one. Any questions? Any questions? It's not the perfect shape as I want, for sure, but I love the technology that he had, that they were following the ball. As a team, you have to move as a team. When one person stays back, it's not allowing the rest of the player to do the job. Like I said, every action needs to and requires a reaction. And you all need to, even the keeper needs to be moving. Okay? You need to make sure that you all are moving together, otherwise you won't be a good team. And we achieved last year with the we worked on different things at the beginning of every practice. We worked on a lot of stuff every week, but I always finish the training with the team shape, which is 5 versus 5, 6 versus 6s, and we constantly work on team shape. I constantly warn people about sliding. What are you doing there? You need to come with us. So it makes you get used to the idea, of defending. And you know what? And it's not only defending. When we win the ball, you're also in the right position to receive the ball right away too. Okay? Any questions about that? I'm waiting for questions. I'm going to be making this a little bit different now. We're going to go to 11 setup board change. We're going to go into our shape right away. I'm going to make it actually a little bit higher. Let's see here. 2 forwards on the other team. Everybody in their dogs play 4-4-2, right? So they're going to be compact. They're going to be compact, and this guy is going to be around here somewhere. He's going to be right here. All right. So this is the thing that I want you guys to see. To be good at possession, you need to make sure that you see the space. And a lot of times, when we have the pressure coming and stuff, our players make a run, but maybe sometimes to the wrong places. So when this player sees the ball, you look at through balls. Okay, best teams in the world. One player, two player, and I need to be exactly between the two, right here. You can be closer, you can be further. If there's more space in front of you, why not be further? And this player recognizes the next ball. Next ball right here, he can make a run himself, clears the way, and he can be attacking right away. Now, a lot of times, unfortunately, what we see is the pressure is coming to this guy, and our player is making a run like this, and he's like, oh yeah, give me the ball. And they are thinking they're open. If you're not exactly in between them and move sideways, you're not going to be able to see this. Look at this now. Like one, he gets it, right? Now, what is another option? 1, 2. This player can show up between them here, right? 1, 2 defenders. He can show up in between them here. And if he goes wide this way, the player can make a wide run. Now, I want you to visualize that when the ball is on the wide, okay, you're going to be visualizing a player outside right here. So you can be standing on the white line. Always in the white line, as long as it's away from this player's this pass area, you got it right here. So next ball is, of course, 1, 2. Okay. Next ball can be right here, 1, 2. Okay. And next ball can be going to outside of this player to this. Diagonal run to here. Okay. Or make a straight run first and then diagonal run this way. So if the ball is released to the center, you're going to be diagonal run here and you're one-on-one with the keeper. Unfortunately, a lot of our players are doing these runs. They just go away from the goal and they want the ball here. But if they are giving you the space to the middle, I would always prefer to give this pass. Okay? So I want you guys to visualize again, if this player right back gets the ball, the pressure is coming. All we see is going to be coming from, let's just say here first or here first, doesn't matter. And let's just say here first. The D mid, or D mid in this case right here, 1, 2. And a lot of times I find the D mids hiding or flat, and they don't see what's coming behind them. Okay, they try to pass me the ball, but now the pressure comes. He stole the ball from the player. This guy's making a run. Through ball, bomb. He's one-on-one with the keeper now. So we got to be making sure that you're always in a good vision to be able to see the ball. So if this guy has the ball, the pressure is coming from there. Let's just say, oh my bad, the pressure was coming from this guy. Stay in through ball right here. Okay? And if there's a pressure coming behind you, opposite side can warn you, drop the ball back because we are not having space, right? Or this guy can give a drop, pass the ball. The moment we do that, we're backing up. Look at the backing up. Now the next video I'm going to show this, what I'm showing you right now, the backing up to show, look at it, I'm going wide, pressure coming. This guy's maybe thinking this guy's going to get the ball, so he's backing up, but he's backing up to the spaces. Do you see that? All right. Now I want you guys to watch this. They don't play our system, but ideals are the same as, this is one of the best teams to do this. Always finding the through ball. Okay, now we're in the wide. Where did the player run, right? Remember what we talked about. This is way too fast. But you can see from the beginning, I'll rewind back, but this is way too fast. Through, look wide, bomb, 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 bomb. They're always showing up. They just open the game. Through balls. They're always showing up in between. Look, they're between. He shows up. And look at it. I love this. Look, so Iniesta is such a smart player. He showed up. He showed up, but he sees that there's a player even further than him. Look at what he's doing. He's pointing. I don't know if you guys can see it. He's pointing. He's better. So pass it to me. I'm going to let it go and go. He did not make that choice. I think he should have, because I know Iniesta had him something else. So I think what Iniesta had in his mind, top level players think this way. Pass goes to this guy. He lets it go. The closest player steps to him. That opens up the space for Iniesta here or Iniesta here, and he's going to be able to attack. But unfortunately, I think this is Piqué. He waited a little too long, and he decided to dribble. That's fine. But now he gives the pass. You see that? And right away, he's in the drop. Edimet. Outside. What are they moving to? I want you guys to visualize where the player is going. Alright, now watch what I said before. I always yell at players in practice. Why don't you show up exactly between the two players? It's the hardest to defend. Why? There's two things why. One, you are far enough from each other, right? You are far, like if you show up, alright. So if you're showing up away from the two players right here, okay? Number one, when the ball goes to the middle, he's going to expect this guy to do the job, this guy to do the job. And if the ball goes to the middle, this guy's going to expect this guy to get it. So there's a confusion. When you're exactly in between the two players, that is going to give you a better chance to receive the ball every single time. So your off-the-ball position is so important in this case. What is he looking for? Do you think this guy is interested in the ball? If he knows this guy is open, 1, 2. He's showing up exactly between them. Both of them are there, but I think this player is aware where this player is. Dropped it wide. Now, I would say a player like that, I would have making a run to the shoulder of this guy. He would have been able to release that and be onside and score a goal. Right now, he's being a little bit lazy, and he's in offside position already. I think he's gonna wait for the next play, which is smart too. I'm not gonna take it, but if I was a fit enough forward, go to the shoulder right away, I would have been gone for the immediate goal. But you know, Spain, they're patient. All right. So there was an argument the other day. Carlos posted something that since he started moving the ball faster, he became a better player. And I told him that many times. I would still as Carlos. And when he wasn't dribbling too much, he became a better player. He's assisted more goals. He scored more goals, right? So, and he was posting something about that, how he likes how Germans are so efficient. They're so successful with it. And one La Liga fan is like, oh, you need to dribble. It's, they're doing this and that. They dribble all the time. And this is, look, this Spanish soccer is about not dribble necessarily. It's about moving the ball as fast as you can. Do you see the stats on that? Let's rewind back to this a little bit. How much dribbling is happening? How much dribbling is happening? You tell me. The best, most skillful players in the world. How much dribbling is happening? The most dribbling is happening by this player right here, I think. Look at this one. How much dribbling is happening here? How many moves have you seen? How many moves? How many moves? Do you think they cannot do moves? Do you think these guys cannot beat German players one-on-one? How many moves? How many times have you seen dribbling? What is the fastest thing in the game? The ball. Answer that question, okay? The ball. Move the ball faster. Just move the ball faster. And look at this. Show up between. Show up between. Show up between. show up between. And they're not afraid to drop the ball. They're patient. They're waiting for somebody to show up the through ball. Somebody to show up the through ball. Open the game. They're waiting for somebody between them. All right? So coming out of defense, guys, the most important thing in soccer is, number one, is space. Off the ball space. Okay? Let's go back to our diagram. So if you're playing with a 3-back system, and this is a very important subject, if this player, let's go with the center back first. If this player is looking back this way, he's going to go wide by back. And that's going to make this, and you're dribbling, let's just say, a little bit, and that's going to make this player, this is what I hate the most. This guy is like, I'm open too, I'm going this way. No. When you play 3-back, this guy now is going to, because he's looking and dribbling this way, he's going to come back to center, even to be a little bit deeper, just in case he loses this ball. So if he loses the ball right there, to this player, and there's, let's just say, another pressure, and pressure coming from here, you're going to be able to make sure you cover that area. So if he gets the ball here, remember, visualize another offensive player in here from the other team. You come back in between them. You show up away from him, though, right? Pressure is coming. You make it run this way in this situation, or that way, this way, between them. So you're going to be coming out. Now, if this player is looking down here, he has the ball. This too is going to be going here, okay? And this guy is going to be deeper, okay? And if he sees that the pass might be going that way, that's the perfect time for the center mid to show up in between. So here's what happens to us. Unfortunately, here's what happens to us. This player makes a great run, and he shows up himself. And he sees that they're coming, so they're all sliding to this area. So he's thinking, okay, you know what? He's going to pass to that guy. You can't think like that. You need to make sure you make your run. Now we created a triangle. Okay? Now we're creating triangles. And he's coming deeper. He's coming here. This guy is coming here. Now if they're pressing with numbers, okay? If they're pressing with numbers, I want you guys to start visualizing. And if the ball is in our half, they're going to be sliding even more, right? They're going to be doing, if they're a good team, they're going to be stepping right away. So 1, 2, right away. And then a diagonal run, bomb, we're in attack, okay? Let's go back to here, and let's just say this guy is a little bit wider. And this guy's going to get the ball. I'm passing it. You know what I'm going to say to this guy? Man on. So if he wants to drop it to me, that gives me enough time for this guy to come back. That's going to open this guy's way. He can go a little bit wider. I can drop it to him. And if he's looking this way now, this is when I start going wide, and this guy is going wide. This guy is sliding that way. This guy is sliding this way. That guy is sliding to the middle right here. He's going to stay a little bit more last guy. He's looking that way, and he's recovering from here. So if he's dribbling that way, he's looking to that guy. You're also recovering to here. Okay, pass goes. He's giving a drop. He's sliding. He's sliding. Okay, if he's in the drop, you don't want to be pushing up though, right? Because he's giving the drop, you want to be in the same line just in case you lose the ball. Even a little bit deeper than the last guy could be a little bit deeper just to see everybody and their shape, and you can also see what's coming, right? So obviously when we get the ball here, we're gonna get some pressure on us. This guy is gonna be going to this guy, and if they're doing a good job, right? So you need to show up between, bomb, show up between, bomb, show up between, bomb. The pressure is coming to this guy, and you could see something maybe there, or you can see something between this. Make a diagonal run to here, ball is released, and we can attack. Any questions? Any questions? What Spanish soccer does, Zidane back in the day when he was playing, he said, one Spanish team can learn how to defend, and they will be unstoppable. Nobody's going to stop them. And he said this before Spain became they got their first World Cup, and they dominated soccer for about 8 years with Euro and World Cup level. Okay, so 8, maybe 10 years, right? Like that, during that time they were dominant. So Zidane was right, and they learned how to defend better, and they were doing much better, right? So the whole idea behind that is not necessarily we're talking about tiki-taka. We're talking about keeping the possession, smart, with logical numbers, with logical space. A lot of you guys are standing behind players. When this player pressures, you're like, yeah, I'm open. I can see 14 centimeters. But this guy has a leg. He can move. He won't be able to give you that pass. So you are just ruining this guy's thing. If you're making a diagonal run to here, I get it. He can pass to open space. But don't show up exactly behind him. And I don't want to give names, but we have forwards like this that stands and doesn't do much, and that they kill the game for us. They just stand behind players. They just stand where they are, and it's not really helping us. Does that make sense? Any questions about this, guys? Our passing accuracy is second to me. My first is being in the right position. Jeff, thanks for bringing that up. Always our passing accuracy is a must. Our technical abilities, all of us need to get better. That's a must for sure. I agree with you. But number one thing is being in the right spot. Because a lot of times our players cannot pass the ball to the player because that player is not open. He's trying to pass it to him, but he's not open, and he's not making a run that way. And so if he passes the ball here, he's not making a run. He's checking in. He's asking for the ball to his feet. He's not getting that ball. So who looks bad? This guy. So we want to make sure that you're in the right spot, number one. Okay. Like, look at it, what I did there. He shows up. Look at this. He shows up. If this guy was like wide, when he gets the ball, he's going to be more compact automatically. That's what they need to do. If you drop the ball back to open space, next ball up is going to be one-on-one with the keeper. And this combination is, honestly, this is one of the things that Crossfire does a lot. And some of the D1 schools, this is literally what they work on. One touch back to open and go wide and go behind. If you play against me, it's not necessarily going to work because the moment that they're coming, we're going to go deep enough. That's why I frustrate people against me. And we should be, all of us. If you get this high, you better have the outstanding Hussein Bolts in the back to be able to recover for that. And I do not like the offside trap. I'm a more defensive mind setup, and that's what we do at Gala. And our coaches do a good job defensively. I'm really proud of them. So, we need to just make sure that we know how to get out. So this defensive session today was so important because not only that we worked on some of our shape when we're defending a cross, corner, free kick, throw in, but also how do you get out of defense. So you realize that I want numbers. We need to make sure we support with numbers. Exactly, Jason. Yes. All right, guys. Today we're gonna be done with this. I'm gonna be sending some videos, short videos. This Sunday is Easter. Enjoy the Easter. Happy Easter to everybody. We're gonna take this Sunday off, but I hope you guys appreciate the fact that the moment we find out we can't have practices anymore, we've been doing twice a week live sessions non-stop and sending videos non-stop. I did not give up. We are here for you. We're constantly teaching, and I'm loving these video sessions. And I think if everybody watches all of these, you're going to be much better players. You're going to be much better coaches, and you're going to be much better parents as well when you watch these to understand what's really happening. And please go back and watch this. Even if you watched some of these sessions, go back and watch it, okay? and enjoy your Easter. Enjoy this weekend. Thank you guys again. Have a good day.